Ooh, I love that new intro. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below if you like that new intro. I'm gonna play around with it a little bit more, trying to make it more epic. But oh, that I kind of get the goosebumps. I'm ready. I'm ready for this video right now. Um, as you can tell, I do my videos a little bit differently from other viewers. One, I speak English. Some other videos and two, I don't like to draw this little intro out. Because if you're going after this tank or you have this tank, you can actually see all this information yourself. But I'll go over a few key points here real quick. Let's go with, well, I'll run down this right here. It's got decent hit points. 1650. It's not the Tortoise, which is at 2000, which is unheard of. It's like tier 10, which is what the 183 is at. But 1615 is decent. Engine power is okay. It's not that slow of a tank. The speed limit is 35. The traverse speed is slow. It almost plays exactly like a T34, because it is the same tank as a T34, except for the gun. But anyway, the traverse speed is slow, and also, yeah, I mean, if a tank comes running around your side, you have to turn your tracks and your turret at the same time, which you should be doing anyway. But if you don't, you're just not going to be able to turn your turret at all fast enough, because then they'll just spin circles around you. The whole armor, it's not existent. A tier 8 will pen this quite easily, as long as it's got an upgraded gun. But anyway, this is, anybody can necessarily pen this, barring an awkward angle or RNG just not liking you that day. It's not going to happen. Turret armor, that is something else different. It's got a couple weak spots right here and here, because remember, we're going up against mainly tier 10s that shoot, heat and gold. And also it can be penned here and here. Very, depending on the angle that this gets penned, but it does happen. So don't seem shocked. If you get penned here, then obviously that person that just penned you right there should probably go out and buy lottery, because RNG is on their side and luck is on their side. Need I mention that the sides are weak? Duh. The rear is weak. Duh. But anyway, just be careful when shooting this, because it tends to become a little bit trolly, that you will, bounce a shot. Even though it says the turret armor is at 127 on the sides, still it's concaved a little bit differently, so just be careful. Same on the T34. The standard shell damage is average shell damage is 750. Standard shell damage is anywhere from 563 to 938. Seems like I'm mainly down in the 600s every time I shoot this gun, because RNG doesn't like me anymore. We have to have a talk about that. So yeah, I mean, the alpha's there, but it comes at a price. Shell penetration's very good. It shoots APCR for a gold round, which is very nice, because APCR is much better than heat, in my opinion. Your rate of fire is 2.86. What that means is that you reload every 17.72 seconds. Damn! This means that if you miss your shot, which is possible, which is most likely, at a 0.39 dispersion at 100, it's not accurate, you have 17 plus seconds to reload. So that gives them we'll just say 18 seconds to come and flank you and get up in your grill. 18 seconds that you hope that the tank is still in good sight, or is visible, or is not behind a rock. They can still shoot. So you have to make your shots count. Otherwise, you're not going to have fun with this at all. Make your shots count, but also don't sit there and be like, oh, well, this guy said, Kaiser said make the shots count, so I'm just going to hold this shot until he's almost dead. No, yeah, I shoot at will with this thing. Hence the star. I don't think I'm going to go up to 2 stars, because I'm just going to grind it and be done. It's blind. 388, so obviously it is a support tank. Went over the aiming time and dispersion, so it takes a little bit. My loadout here is that I have a GLD, gun laying drive, a rammer, and vents. The gun laying drive, obviously, because of the aiming time at 2.9%. I mean 2.9. The rammer, because of the God awfully long reload time, and vents to help out the crew, such as camo, repairs, blah, 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 blah. My crew loadout consists of, I have Brothers in Arms, obviously, to help for the reload time, and I did repairs, even though it's a, why are you doing repairs on a turreted tank destroyer? The reason being is that anything over tier 8, I have repairs on it, except for Artie. The reason why I have repairs is because a lot of times is that you see yourself get tracked and then everybody else is shooting you, or they'll be bouncing you, or it's a T40 or sorry, T40, Object 140 or T62A that have fast reloads. So you want to have a good repair crew on there. Otherwise, you're going to be permatracked and you're just going to be killed, because that 10-second or 12-second, 11-second, whatever it may be, reload time, standard repair time is just absolutely killer once you get into the higher tier matches. And especially if I'm going up against a medium that tracks me and is trying to flank me. I can't turn this turret fast enough to get hit behind here to stop him from flanking me. So obviously you want the repairs, and obviously Brothers in Arms, which helps too. I'm gonna change that guy to Brothers in Arms once it gets 100%. Anyway, this, if you're familiar with World of Tanks and you have a T34, you'll be like, why does that tank look so familiar? Because it's essentially the same thing. Few differences. Different tracks look a little bit different. Cosmetic differences. This is different. There is no back armor plate here, and there's no track pads in the front. This is how you distinguish a T30 from a T34. But essentially, it is the same tank, just different. More armor on the back, which 203. Shell damage is obviously different, and the reload is different. And this has a better crew on it, so I can actually see better. But oh well. And hit points. But anyway, this is honestly my favorite tier 8 premium. Going back, I just moved at you. Going back, this thing I'll give it a 6 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10 maybe. Let's go with 7 because of America. So a 7 out of 10. It's okay. Nothing to go crazy about. The T110E4 is a better tank to use in situational for clan wars because of the fact that it's turreted and it has armor and it has good alpha, but the reload time just absolutely kills it. So I give it a 7 out of 10, and the video following this, you'll see that I'm staying in the back of the match so that I have other tanks spotting for me. I'm trying to put out the damage. I do get lucky at one point, and I'm using my turret to my advantage here. But I'll go over that during the video. But anyway, I hope this was useful, and I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you. So here we already started. You can see that teams are somewhat evenly matched, and already on each end, so I have to be careful of that because I have the Havoc tag, so therefore, regardless, blue, purple, yellow, red, whatever, I'd be focus fired anyway. So I'm sitting here behind this little hill. I can see on my mini-map that most of their team, a good chunk of their team, is on the 890 line. So I'm going to stay back here. I tried to get a shot on the T57 Heavy, but it wasn't really working out. From this point, I'm able to protect that 3-4 line, obviously the 789 line, and the middle. And quickly, we already lose the T28 prop. So I moved to get into a better position by not necessarily exposing myself and trying to get more shots in so I can be useful for the team. Like I said in the preview, that you have a long reload. So now it's always a waiting process. I was able to get a good shot, 605, like I mentioned, small. I get low rolls. And now I'm just waiting for my next shot, looking around for my next shot. And it becomes difficult because the team's not spotting, there's a lot of bushes in the way, and obstacles. And you want to make your shot count because if you miss, it could really, really change how that battle is going. keep looking around, and I see the team literally just crumbling around me. There's one, two, three, wow, that's a lot of tanks. Six tanks on the 9-0 line with a T-57 in the middle. So now that essentially I lost everybody over there, I have to retreat. This is one thing that everybody should learn to do, is to run away. Learn when your position is compromised and you must retreat. Otherwise, you're not going to get out the damage that you need to do, and you're not going to be able to support your team better. Even though I lost this match, I still was able to be a big influence where we could have won. So I see the T-57 Heavy is poking out. I don't know what our T-34 is doing, but I tried to get over here into cover, knowing that our 261 is going to be annihilated. Actually, what I tried to do here is I tried to completely run away, but that guy spotted me, he knew it, and I shot and I missed. You can see that aiming time issue that I was telling you about as well. Took a while. See, the Foch is now going after our 261. I'm sorry, the 30. He's a one-shot. Lucky me, I do not miss, or I do not bounce. Put a shot into him. He's done. Now I have a Foch, which I haven't realized yet. 261 hit me. This is what I've been waiting for the entire time, is for that damn 261 to hit me. Now there's a Foch coming up on my right. I was able to repair my tracks without using my repair kit, hence why I do have that repair skill. I am hold down to this Foch. I'm moving out of the way because I know that the 261 only has a 20-some odd, second reload, and now the Foch is just chipping away at me. Here's another issue where it comes to be. When you're head-to-head against an enemy tank that has a faster reload, they are able to put out, more DPM towards you. T-34 gets out of position after I kill the Foch. I have to be pretty much unpredictable movement so that this arty player does not necessarily just click me. T-34 knows he's spotted. I take time. Granted, it is a recording, so the reticles don't necessarily match up all the time. Object 261 misses. Once again, what I said at the video. Of course, Havoc tags. Gotta shoot him. E100. I have no idea what this guy was doing. I'm so thankful that this guy is not on my team. But essentially, I take a blind shot and then run away because I don't have a shot over on those two guys. It turns out that that blind shot did actually penetrate him, as you'll see as he'll pop up again later. Take a good shot in the E50. Sorry. I don't have a shot on the Leopard. And I'm still waiting for that E100 to come up. Notice how I'm not trying to spot the E100. I'm waiting for somebody to spot him for me. But I did wind up getting spotted. He's trying to take a shot at me. It's more difficult. Thank you, Depression, for the American tanks. He burns. This sucker burns all the way down until this bullshit T62A on my team wanted to steal the kill. Very frustrating that people do that. You probably should realize that you should have killed an Alpha Panther, even though I called it a Leopard earlier. IS-7 will get derped by the Axilla. And I'm just looking for the E50M right now. The T-62A could have moved out a little bit to shoot the Alpha Panther, and got rid of him, which would have helped, essentially. But I don't know what's going on. I don't know why the IS-7 was just sitting there as well and decides to push into a Yagzilla. I don't want to move out because I'm a one-shot for this E50M, and he's going to spot me before I spot him. IS-7 dropped to the dropped to the Axilla.
Now our T62A lost to an awful Panther. You have got to be kidding me. I can't believe that happened. Now it's 4v1. I have a long reload. I have no health. What I decide to do is I decide not to be that person that stays in the same spot the entire match, where it's very predictable. I run around, and this is where I get lucky. I do get lucky here. The Awful Panther does come onto the cap, and I snapshotted him in a T30 where I bet you that guy's really pissed off because that should have never happened. Um, but anyway, that's how effectively you want to play the T30. You don't want to sit still. You want to move so they don't shoot your lower plate or your commander's hatch or your hull rather. And you want to be far enough back that if they do push, you are still back enough where you have time to reload and you can be safe. This is the shot that I was telling you about. Right, oh, there he is. There. I mean, I did aim a little bit ahead, but I got very lucky there that I was able to hit him. E50M shoots me without me spawning him. Party round. Good game. Game over. It takes a little bit to get used to this T30. This was an ace taper match. I did do 7,500 damage with 4 kills. Should have had 5, but it's a good tank. It's a good line to go down. I gave it a 7 out of 10, and the E4 is definitely used over players. I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and that if you ever have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thank you.